Redwood Empire came out with a new bottle. This is a American single malt. I'm pretty excited about it. Hi friends, I'm Laura, this is Troy, we're Baker Drinks, and today we've got a review for you of the new bottle from Redwood Empire. This is called the Foggy Burl. It is an American single malt whiskey, and as usual, their artwork is fantastic on this. We've got what looks to be an elk with mushrooms growing out of its antlers.
With like some butterflies.
Yeah, it's very fancy. I love it. And they always describe the tree that it's named after. So this says, off the bank of Redwood Creek near Tall Trees Grove is the coastal redwood Foggy Burl, rising 347 feet from the ancient forest floor. Among some of the tallest ever measured, this determined tree collects 40% of its water from the fog each year for sustainable independence. I love the stories they add to it. I mean, it has nothing to do with whiskey, but it has to do with the redwoods and the West Coast, and it's just fun, interesting little bits of knowledge that I like to read on them.
Yeah, and I believe that every bottle you purchase from Redwood Empire, they plant a tree.
A redwood tree specifically, I believe. So this specific bottle is a single malt whiskey. So yes, it says that there are 7 different types of malt in this, and from an article I read, they barreled it every quarter with a different mash bill with these 7 different types of malt over 7 years. And that's how they came up with like 27 barrels that they blended together for this special release. Small lot series is what they're calling it. It's so that they can keep experimenting, keep trying to come up with new things, and we can try it, and we can enjoy it. Well, hopefully we can enjoy it.
I'm looking forward. All right.
Kind of just a squeaky pop, nothing too exciting on that one. I'll give me a little bit, you a little bit. We got a nice golden color on this, nothing crazy dark.
Not gonna pour one out for the homies.
Not on the floor. I don't think I'm gonna do any of that.
So you may notice a different background for us today. We're out in the speakeasy today. We just thought a change of pace was in order, so we're trying something new. Hope you like it.
If anyone watched any of my earlier videos, I think I was in a different place for every single video, so this is nothing new for the Baker Drinks channel.
Yeah, and if you hear some random moaning and groaning in the background, our dog is in the chair right here beside us, and he's an old man, and he grunts and groans every time he moves, and he's trying to get comfortable, so just ignore that.
He likes to sleep. This is nap time o'clock in his world. Just about all day long.
I feel like he has about 15 minutes of activity per day. The rest is sleep.
Other than eating.
Unless there's a delivery. He loves to bark at them.
Okay, so I'll just get some stats on this while it's opening up. So this is 100% malted barley, which makes it a single malt whiskey. It was in toasted and char level 3. 27 barrels were used in this production. It is 94 proof. This is batch 1, distilled grain to glass in Sonoma County, California. So this is not sourced whiskey. This is produced by them, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, so right off the bat, the color, it's a little lighter than your standard bourbon, which I often describe as like tarnished penny. This is more
gold.
Yeah, more golden, more translucent. I can see through that pretty easy. But it does have some decent legs that form. You know, they're just kind of running down the inside of the glass. Whether that means anything to you or not, I don't know. I always start my reviews with the
how it
appearance.
looks, because it's the first experience we get. Then we get into the nose, and I'm getting chocolate. I'm getting lots of chocolate. There's a little bit of fruitiness in there.
Yeah, so for me, it's very fruity. It almost smells like there's a sherry finish on it, but this is an unfinished whiskey, so it's just fruity single malt. There's no malty Play-Doh smell that I can detect at all.
No, I'm not getting any of that, and I am pretty sensitive to that note because I don't like it at all. I've gotten it in a lot of single malts. I'm not getting it in this.
I've got it in a lot of bourbons that are a little higher in malt as well.
Exactly.
I do not get it in this, and this is a single malt. It's kind of tropical on the fruitiness for me. I get some pineapple, some mango.
I don't think I'm getting any of those notes, but
Some apricot.
maybe a little bit of the apricot. I don't think I'm getting the pineapple and mango, but that's maybe my nose just isn't working as well as yours today.
It's also subjective.
But I am getting an overwhelming amount of chocolate. And at first I was thinking it was all dark chocolate, but I think it could even be considered milk chocolate. It's got some sweetness to it. It's not just bitter chocolate, but it's chocolate. There is definitely chocolate in there.
On the nose, I'm not getting anything like that. I'm just getting just predominant fruit. So our reviews couldn't be further apart from each other to this point. So
You know what? I think both of those things are probably in it. It's just I pick up one more than the other, and you pick up one more than the other.
I'm ready to taste this sucker.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers to
Cheers
you
to you.
guys.
Well, I found your chocolate.
There's lots of it there.
Wow.
And a little bit of nuts at the end.
So it's still fruity, but it's not the pineapple, mango, apricot that I got on the nose. This is more like a plum raisin fruitiness. But the predominant thing for me on the palate is that chocolatey mocha flavor. It kind of trails into that coffee, chocolatey coffee.
But more chocolate than coffee. Like
Yeah.
if you
It's not-
had a hot chocolate and a coffee, like 50-50, and you mixed them together or something.
Maybe even like 70-30. There's no bitterness, which I typically get on coffee, which is why I can't stand coffee. And I get those notes on a lot of overdone whiskeys, like aged super hot, like in Texas whiskeys. In that Balcones rye that we have at cask strength, it's just bitter coffee, and there's not a whole lot else going on there. I get coffee on this, but it's not bitter. This is sweet, chocolatey coffee. It's a mocha.
I almost got like a peanut butter and jelly, or I guess it'd be like maybe a Nutella and jelly taste on that sip. Because there is maybe raspberry is what I'm getting.
I can appreciate that. Like a chocolate covered raspberry.
Yeah, like
Dark chocolate covered raspberry.
chocolate and some fruit, raspberry or something similar, and then a little bit of nut. It's not a lot of nut. It's just like a hint. Chocolate's the strongest flavor. Thoroughly enjoy. Moderate finish.
Yeah, not the longest finish. I like your moderate. Not really even like a warming hug to speak of. Although I do know that I drank some whiskey, 94 proof. It's not super low, not super high. I feel like it's pretty appropriately proofed.
This does come in at about $100. So it's not necessarily a super approachable price point, but it is, I guess, since they're calling it a small lot series, I guess that could be a limited edition, special release, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that could be where the price point comes in.
Yeah, I feel like their bottled in bond series coming in about $90. So I can appreciate 100 on this.
Yeah, it's about what
I'm not mad at this purchase.
their bottle prices for their special bottles are. So
it is mildly drying to me on the finish. You know, I'm not feeling like I need to keep taking sips to keep my mouth wet or grab a drink of water, but it is kind of a drying sensation.
Yeah, I can appreciate that as well.
I'm not parched, but you know, my mouth could use something.
Yeah. So would you recommend or not recommend?
So for a single malt curious or a new whiskey drinker, I would say this is very approachable for both. I would recommend this to someone who's a single malt fan and they've had lots of experience with it. It is pretty complex, although not overly complex.
It's almost complex and simple at the same time
Yeah.
because it's so approachable.
Yes.
Like it's almost what some people call crushable or whatever. It's sweet, it's chocolatey, it's not high proof.
Yeah.
Easy to drink.
And again, I feel like a lot of what turns people off to single malts is that malty Play-Doh note, and there's none of that. It wasn't on the nose, it's not on the palate, it's not on the finish.
Yep, I recommend it as well. And if you watch this video this far and want to get a sample of it, #Foggy, we will announce a winner for a 2-ounce sample in a week from today.
#Foggy.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you again soon. Cheers.
Cheers.